Auburn at Oklahoma. Saturday, 3:30 Eastern, 2:30 Central kickoff on ABC. This game proudly presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors on this show, and plenty of those in and around Norman, Oklahoma. Don't overthink the room on this, guys. Don't overthink the room. Sometimes the headlines are really a key part of the game. And what will the headline be on this game? The headline will be, Jackson Arnold returning to Oklahoma. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. It's not just low-hanging fruit. That's not just casual conversation. This is a really big deal. Jackson Arnold, a year ago, a little over a year ago, I guess now, was the hope for Oklahoma football. And a year later, he's not public enemy number one. I don't think people hate him or anything like that. It's just that it didn't work out there. Now he's starting at another SEC school. They're coming in there. He's starting for them. It's a conference game. Meanwhile, Oklahoma, have gone to Washington State and imported a coordinator and a quarterback. And we all knew in the preseason, when we looked at this matchup, at least on this show, we circled it and we said that's a huge wild card game. Even though it's week 4, you could have two very different roads for each of them. Because we knew, what did we know? We knew they both will have already faced one high-level opponent. And we knew Auburn had to open on the road at Baylor. We knew that Oklahoma had Michigan coming in. They could both be undefeated. They could both be one-loss teams, or disaster could strike, and it could be worse than that. The latter two scenarios would have one or both coaches on the hot seat already. Well, that has not come to pass. Instead, they're undefeated. Oklahoma favored by 6.5, and here we go. I have to be honest with you. I love to build suspense in these game previews, but I don't love this spot for Jackson Arnold. Their pass game's very limited. I've watched a lot of Auburn football this year, and almost everything in the passing game is within 10 yards of the line of scrimmage. And you look at those little green dots on that pass spray chart, and they're all underneath, and they're all out to the left and out to the right, and there is nothing over the middle deep third of the field. Nothing. And it's not because guys aren't open. It's because the ball's not getting to them. So I am thinking to myself, all right, well, it's not like I expected Jackson Arnold to lead the country in passing. Boy, I'd love a little bit more than he's given me here. And now I'm watching him go in Norman, Oklahoma, and I know good and well who the DC is there. And I know how good he is at taking something away. So I highly doubt that Auburn's just going to run wild and Jackson Arnold's just going to run wild. He'll get his yardage on the ground, but I doubt that's going to dominate the game. They're going to make Jackson Arnold throw the ball to win. It's what they did against Underwood a couple of weeks ago when Michigan came in there, and he couldn't do it. And frankly, Oklahoma mistakes are all that kept Michigan within a puncher's reach of competing in the game. So I speak about the Michigan game because you would think as I say this out loud, oh, well, it sounds like you believe this game profiles kind of like that Oklahoma-Michigan game. Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't. Here's where you develop some hope for Auburn. Michigan rolled in there asking me and you to play receiver if we wanted to. Auburn rolls in there, Cam Coleman, Eric Singleton, I'd say Horatio Fields, I'd say Malcolm Simmons. They got a number of guys that would be the best receiving option on Michigan's team, which leads me to believe, no, they're not going to dominate Oklahoma on the ground. Yes, Jackson Arnold would have to throw the ball to win the game. The difference is he's got receivers that can go fight. We'll get back to the video 1 second. Do me one quick favor, look down. Make sure you're subscribed. Most of you are. If you're not, please do so. It's the way we keep the channel free, we keep the videos coming, and we get to do college football year-round as God intended. All right, as promised, back to the video. I mean receivers that 2 or 3 times in this game, when all else fails, you can just throw it up to, and there's not a whole heck of a lot of design behind that. That's just, I've got an athlete out here, and I'm going to toss it up and just bet he's better than whichever DB's covering him. I mean, that's about as basic as it gets. That's just raw competition, and I'm better than you. Watch when this ball goes up in the air, I'll prove it. That's kind of how I see Auburn's passing game having to not dominate here, but having to change the game if they change the game here. Auburn is 101st in explosive pass rate right now. That flat out has to change. There is very, very little path to Auburn winning this game Saturday if the explosive pass is not there. I don't care if it's down the seam. I don't care where it is, but they got to push the ball down the field. I think for Oklahoma, there's no way. I'd say this for both teams. You know what? Let me talk about Auburn defensively for a second, because I haven't been all that impressed with them. Oklahoma adjusted their roster for this moment. They went and added some at receiver. They got other guys that were already there healthy. They, of course, went and got the quarterback, and here they are, and they're a really good team. And I think if you're Auburn, you look at that, and, I mean, Auburn defensively has been nothing to write home about. It's my primary concern for them outside of the obvious with quarterback themselves. There's a big difference in John Mateer getting his passing yards on you versus him completely owning you with explosive scores. Because the former can happen as long as the latter doesn't happen. And by that, I mean, if you tell me John Mateer is going to have completed balls of 40, 41, and 44 yards Saturday, that's a huge deal, and it's not great. Did they score, or did you push them out of bounds at the 7-yard line and compact the field, and it's a goal-to-go situation? And who knows, maybe they still score, but there's a whole lot better shot you got there. And it rips a lot of that playbook out, and maybe you bat balls at the line of scrimmage at that point. Maybe Oklahoma can't pound it in against you. Maybe they got to settle for 3. Like, that's the kind of stuff also that I think could tilt this game. But if Oklahoma gets up early and they force Auburn to throw to stay in it, I hate that recipe. Hate it. I also wonder which non-QB run game shows up. It's kind of been a theme for both of these teams. Oklahoma wants it, all right? I don't think they have to have it. Their tailbacks are averaging about 4 yards per carry. Auburn needs it. They just flat out need it. They got to be able to run the ball and limit possessions on the other side. And their tailbacks are averaging 6 yards per carry. Of course, the competition level has been a little mixed there. And the other thing that I think could strongly factor in that won't show up in the box score is Auburn's 101st in penalty rate so far this year. And they're going into Norman. It's the toughest place they will have played so far this year. Oklahoma's top 25, by the way. Let's take a look at what the model thinks. FanDuel right now has Oklahoma favored by 6.5. We love Oklahoma in this game. The model has OU all the way out to -9. We made this one of our best bets on Sunday night. If you were watching, you know we got down on Oklahoma -5.5. That number is moved. It wouldn't surprise me if it crossed 7. So give me Oklahoma to win and give me Oklahoma to cover. I just don't love the spot for Auburn at all.